Hey everyone, Sirik here, and I'm going to be doing my first official stream for India Overlook today, which is of this game, Sand and Rust, which I like quite a bit. I played the other game by this guy called A Dead World Stream, and it was also rather good. This one's a bit shorter, but I feel like it's a bit more polished overall. I'm going to be starting a new game. Played through all of it pretty recently, and that might come back to bite me if I misremember things. Here we go. So you start off as this robot, but this save point here kind of introduces the main gimmick of the game of we can change robots, and this one is noticeably bigger because now the whole game is zoomed out a bit more. And we can get up here. And you might see that floppy disk looking thing over there that we can't quite reach yet. We're going to be seeing a lot of those. And now we interact with this computer. And we can see that we have a nice upgrade tree that we can't really do anything much with yet. And now we just ask a bunch of questions. I'm just going to go through fast. But basically we're on this planet in order to get data that will somehow help stop a war on the homeworld. And that's kind of the basic premise of the whole thing. And a bit of this is tutorializing as well about like what to expect and whatnot. And you know, red ones, like capsules are teleporters, and then blue ones are the save point ones that swap the robots. And you do need to actually get back to a save point in order to properly save. If you collect data and then die on your way, the data's just gone. You need to get it again. Hi, Toast. I just started this up a second ago. Let's see. We'll go with this. Not exactly speedrunning this, but I am trying to take the most efficient path that I can think of. Where first we go here. And we go over here. And you can see the little light over there showing that our character is going through the pipe right now. Oh, thank you. Found an artifact. So that's our first artifact that we found. I probably should have just done that for that myself. So with that artifact in mind, I am going to immediately use it to upgrade. And the very first upgrade I'll get is Access Terminal, which is super important for the little robot. As we'll see in around 2 seconds, roughly. Here's another one. And you'll see this little terminal that's all scrambled looking. And we can invade the system. So that kind of malicious looking Pac-Man up top is the one that is basically our timer. If it reaches the picture of our robot, then we lose. Unlike every other part of the game, if you die in one of these terminal things, you can just restart. It doesn't wipe your save or anything. It's largely because these terminals are kind of like puzzly things that you might not necessarily be able to do when you first enter them. And also they're just generally really hard compared to most of the other content. If you die outside the terminal though, then that sucks if you didn't save. Now we're gonna get Resist War for you. Game could use some music. Okay. It's kind of loud on my end, but maybe that helped a bit. And certain parts of the game are definitely more quiet than others. Before I go into any of those teleporters, I'm going to actually go around over here. Just save. And Got another one that they just kind of hand to us. So this one's kind of a demonstration. Oh, okay. Well, let me know if the music's now too loud. So this one, as you can see, the timer is moving way too fast. Like, even if I did this as perfectly as possible, I just can't do it in time. So that's one that we'll need to come back to later. There's also this room that we can't understand, so it's useless to us for now. Okay. Well, all the useful upgrades I want require at least 2 bits of data, and I cannot get to more right here. So here's our first area proper. Since I resist water, this guy can go in water. If I hadn't gone that, touching any water whatsoever would be an immediate instant kill. Can't save again, still sticking with this guy though. And I picked that up, that only this guy could really reach. But you see this terminal here, so we do want to come here with the small one. Oops. And that little, like, computer CPU chip thing in the upper left is our health. It restores every time that we go into the save point in the system. So a lot of these also have weird gimmicks, like this one you can see we're upside down now. This one's not that bad, but I have a tendency to screw up. This is pretty much about as easy as these get. I'm gonna wait for that thing to fire. That was a bit close. See, now it's a smiley face, so it's all better. These little caterpillars and ants can hurt the little robot, so we do want to be careful, because they'll step on these things' heads as step stools. And that's everything on the left side of this place, but there's a few more on the right side. I'm curious as to just how quickly I can get through this game for my own sake as well. Now that I know where everything is. This one is kind of a pain. Okay, made it. That's probably the hardest jump in this whole first area. This jump's also a bit hard. And saving. And now I'm going to go into a terminal that I know is going to take a lot more than one try. This one, right here. The color terminal, where, oh no, I'm yellow, which means I only interact with yellow, but now I'm blue, so I only interact with blue. Also, your timer's really, really tight. Now I'm green. Yep, I failed the time limit. I would have had it if it wasn't for me screwing up on the speed. One of the hacking upgrades is to increase the time limit, so this is a lot easier if you get one of those time limit boosters. As it stands, it is doable. I've done it before with just the default one, but it's definitely kind of close. Ah, that would have been it if I hadn't screwed up that jump. Gonna try this a few more times. If I don't get it relatively soon, I'll just come back when I have more upgrades. Okay, made it. Nice. There should be a save point relatively far to the right. Here it is. Like this little section. Just kind of go on these little ant food pellet rafts, as it was. If I had a certain upgrade, I could get up here without waiting for this ant, but right now I need to just wait on the ant. Here we go. And switch this guy just to show what's up, though he can't do anything here. So, now we go over here. There's 2 more data upgrades I can get in this area right now, there's I think one more that I can get later, but I definitely can't get it right now. So just need to wait on this ant. And eventually... there. Simple enough. Really like this platforming mechanic between the two robots. How the perspective changes. And now we go here. And the later parts of this game definitely get harder, but this first area at least is really easy for the most part. The cacti can be a bit tricky, like in one or two areas. These food pellets can actually hurt you, as can the ants. Oops. Now I need to be a bit careful, since getting hit by one more will kill me. Okay. And that should be it for this particular area. That's a lot of data, so that's also a lot of upgrades I just got. May as well save at this in case I screw up. There's a desert duck. Just kind of hanging out up there. Not quite sure why there's a duck in the desert, or the savannah, or wherever that's supposed to be. Here's an upgrade. Now it's time for me to decide which upgrades I want. I am probably going to go for these, because these are really useful in general. I can also get one of these two, both of which are pretty nice. Or I could start working towards wall jump. Resist war is kind of actually really useless for the little robot. There's almost no situations where you would want it. But wall jump's nice. So I think I'm going to work on that right now. There we go. I can get wall jump. And wall jump really kind of starts paying for itself pretty early. In fact, I am about to head to an area right now where I can make use of wall jump. It's back at the start. Also, this is our little speed boost. It doesn't last long, but it's used to get a few data things that you can't get normally. Also affects your jump, so a lot of the later areas kind of play with making you alternate between speed boosted jumps and normal jumps, and also super jumps. So you kind of have like 4 different types of jumps you can do really when you between the speed booster and the power jump. So you're gonna go ahead and go up here. Yep. I think that you can get up here with any of the robots, but it's probably easiest with this small guy. And if you look here, there's this hologram that looks sort of like not much of anything right now. But that'll be important soon enough. I'm trying to think if I'm forgetting any data things in this area. I don't think I am. So let's go into... Do I want to go here? Yeah, sure, let's go here. I didn't get resist acid, so I can't actually do much, because a lot of stuff here requires resist acid for the other robot. But I can at least go here for now. This little platforming bit. There we go. I really like how this area in particular looks. I feel like the first area looks a bit rough, the trees look kind of weird, but this area I think actually looks quite nice. And unfortunately, that is pretty much all we can do here until I can resist acid. There's a little bit more that I could probably do, but I don't want to risk it. And here we go, Ancient Ruins. This area actually has a ton that we can do, and it's the main reason why I went for wall jump and the jump upgrade. So there's this. This is another one that I absolutely cannot do right now because we just die horribly on the spikes. But there are a few others I can do, such as this right here, which is really easy other than that very first jump. And this area, this one is just really hard in general. You need to kind of time both the top and the bottom. You can time it so that you hop on the bottom one and then jump up to the top one, but I usually like to just do a super jump like that. Okay, there we go. Nope. So, what I was trying to do there is you drop down right after a fireball, and then you need to use your speed boost. But I kind of timed it poorly. Okay, made it. Now I'm gonna just sit here and wait for my speed boost to refresh. That's the first blue circuit chip, if you weren't sure. There, got that one out of the way. And that one's definitely on the harder side. This one is basically the same thing, except easier for the most part. It's a bit longer, but each individual section's easier. So, yeah, this one's not bad at all. Oh, that area right there is a bit tricky, because you need to jump on the head of the one while also avoiding any fire from the other. Let's see. Yep. There's one other bit. And a lot of the things with the small robot are things that you... Oh, right, that could hurt me. Are things that you kind of notice with the large robot, and then you go back to them with the small guy. But since I already know where stuff is, I'm going to just go to it now. There's this. This one's actually kind of clever, because you kind of notice the end of it, and then you need to find your way back. Also, that's a trap. If you go in that mouth, it'll just spit you out where you don't want to be. Oop. There we go. This mouth, on the other hand, is safe. So, like, this, for instance, you would notice the data thing here as this guy, then you kind of follow this all the way back to wherever the first mouth is. And we can't do anything over there yet. So I'm going to just keep moving over here. Got quite a few data upgrades, though. So, those are nice. Kind of tricky platforming here. Actually gonna hold off on most of the data upgrades for reasons that'll become apparent soon enough. Let's see. Can I do this now? Nope, can't do that yet. Fair enough. Yeah, so this system's gimmick is... it's fairly easy, except you basically move uncontrollable. Okay. I thought that I had touched the spike at the end, but looks like I actually did it fine. I'll take it. That we can't go in. This is just the kind of not that threatening way back. And so there's one more that I can get right now, which is in here. And this is really hard. And if I'm screwing up on the very first bit, I'm going to be having a bad time with this. Because this gets way harder than that. Here's this one, for instance. Or this. You kind of slow down a little bit when you're wall sliding, but it's barely noticeable. So you need to really be fast on stuff like that twisty one. That jump's just a pain because you have a good chance of hitting your head on the wall. Here's another wall jumpy one. That is possible, it's just hard. I'm gonna give this one more attempt, then I'll just come back later when I'm more prepared. Because there's things that will be coming back here later for anyway. So I'm not overly worried. Okay, made it. Good. And we have a little shortcut back over here. So I think it's safe to just hop down? Yeah, it is. There's some spikes, but they're not really a threat to this robot since they're just so far away. And now we just need to make this jump. And look! We have a third guy, because we collected enough data bits. Third guy is gonna be kinda useless right now, but his basic gimmick, as you can see, is he can fly. He does not have an actual jump, and he has like a limit on how much he can fly with that blue charge over there. So this is the way that I found to get this data. There might be a better way of getting it. Also, those messages that say like "good job" and whatnot are coming from the kind of computer screen thing that we interact with, if that wasn't clear. The upgrade guy that told us our mission and whatnot. So the reason I didn't want to use too many more data on the other two robots is I really want to upgrade this guy. He's not that useful until you get his upgrades. He doesn't have that many though. He has far less than the other two. I don't think there's anything else I can get here at this point. Yeah, I want to upgrade him and get acid protection for the other one if I can. Bot. So here's this. Oh yeah, we have a ton of upgrades. I can do this. So faster battery recharge, stronger propulsion, and battery efficiency. So now we can fly a lot more. Now him, let's give him resist acid. I'm going to hold off on resist fire because I honestly just don't need it right now. You, on the other hand, I'm going to give hacking. Kinda need a pretty substantial combination of both hacking and the firewall for a lot of the later ones, but those are both important. So as you can see, this hologram is now complete because we finished building him from the data, I guess. That's presumably what happened. There's some more data, but every single upgrade that I actually care about at this point costs at least 2, so data doesn't really matter at this point. Or at least individual data doesn't, I should say. We'll go this way. So resist acid lets me resist, well, all the acid here. And he's the only one that gets resist acid, so he's the only one that can kind of deal with a lot of this stuff. Alright, this is the thing that only the flying guy can get there right here. So it's for stuff like this that we want extra propulsion and energy efficiency. And the battery does regenerate a bit even when we're flying, which is nice. Like, you definitely can't fly indefinitely, but you can make it last a little bit if you ease up on it. Yep, definitely my favorite looking area in the game. Very nice area too in general. Has a lot of stuff in it. That jumps really hard if you don't have the upgrade to boost your speed, because it's a pretty long jump otherwise. I'm gonna go into flying robot mode for the rest of this. Oh, never mind, there's acid there. Let's see, I forget quite how to get that one. There's probably a hidden path or something. Or, you know what, no, he can probably actually make that jump. Yeah, he can. I just need to find the right spot to jump from. Maybe from here. Yeah. So that's what happens when you combine the speed boost with the jump boost. You can make jumps like that with this guy. Now I'm going to go into flying robot mode. But I'm going to go to the right. Let's see. Nope. This is possible to make, it's just you need to kind of be really careful with it. Alternately, if you got a life upgrade, you can just tank the hit on that barrier-looking thing to the right. I believe that there should be a data here. There is? Okay. And that's it here for now. Nothing on the bomb part. That's just a split path that we'll actually be coming back to for something much, much later. And here we go. This is kind of a hidden path here, which we'll want to remember for later again. Lots of stuff in this area that we want to remember for later. And this guy definitely can't make it over there. However, the environmental guy can. So let's get him. Okay, here. And we go here. Oh, can I not actually make that jump? Oh, you know what? I might need to do this with the small robot when it has ward protection. Oh. I screwed that up. So that's like the one spot in the entire game, I think, where the ward resistance comes in handy. Oh, wait. Right, I have ward resistance because I had to take it to get wall jump. So, let's backtrack one more time and get the small robot. Who should actually, for real, be the one that can get that piece of data. So, here we go. That's all done. Here's this jump, which we did need the wall jump for. Actually, yeah, what am I thinking? I can't actually make it there. I forget how to get that data. Maybe we need to come in from the other side altogether. It might actually just be that we need to approach it from the left. Do a flying long jump. Oh, there's the data terminal. So this one we need the small robot for at least. Okay, so that hacking thing basically lets me remove one type of hazard. So I removed one of the types of spikes that are common in this area. And the list of hazards that you can remove increases when you get hacking too. So you can still only choose one. And I did that on my first try. I guess I remembered the layout of that place. 'Cause that definitely took more than one try my first time. So you can do this with the other robot, but it's a lot easier with this guy. Yep, that's the data thing that I couldn't get before. So I believe we're done with all the data that I can get with my current upgrades. In this area. I'm going to go back to the first area with this guy. And this is now completely trivial as long as I can keep my rocket going. This robot makes a lot of the older content a lot easier. we go. Just fly above all of this. Get here. And that should be the last piece of data in this region. Now, I believe, other than hacking, I pretty much just have health upgrades and fire resistance left to get. And then I'll be all set on upgrades. It's a bit weird that you can, kind of get decked out before even seeing the second half of the game for the most part. Yep, so that X means that we just finished the first area completely as far as the data collection is concerned.